Bite by bite, the world watches mukbang. Mukbang may be fun to watch, but it also has some problems. One major concern is health. For mukbangers, there's often pressure to go bigger and louder. On social media, more views mean more money. So some hosts eat far beyond a reasonable amount for more attention. In addition, they also devour large amounts of food too quickly, which is bad for their bodies. In addition to health issues, waste is another problem. To make good content, some mukbangers pretend to eat everything, but actually throw food away off camera. Many people can't stomach the fact that they waste food just to get more views. Therefore, some viewers stop watching those videos and criticize the creators online. However, things are starting to change. Some creators now eat smaller meals or focus on healthy choices. Others talk more with their audiences and eat slowly. Who knows? Maybe mukbang will one day be less about good food and more about doing good things.
Today's warm-up quiz is, Mia tried to blank that she hadn't eaten the cookie, but we saw the chocolate around her mouth. And our possible answers are A, press, B, prefer, C, pretend, or D, prevent.
You have 15 seconds to think about it. Time's up.
Hello everyone, welcome to English for You. I am Mike.
And I'm Laura. It's day 3.
Day 3. I can't believe we've been talking about and thinking about and also later on watching mukbang videos for 2 days now. It is our third and final day. This makes sense. It's kind of like a nice meal. You start with your appetizer, day 1. Then you have your main course, day 2. And today is day 3, the dessert. So there we are. We're having a proper meal in the dinner style with our mukbang videos, which, as we've learned, can both accompany you when you are eating dinner, if you're just lonely, watch a video, kind of listen to a person chatting, and you won't feel so alone. Or maybe you like to learn about food from around the world. They have videos where people eat foods you've never tried. You can check it out. Or if you want more excitement and maybe entertainment, and even a possible little hint of danger, you can watch the food challenges where they eat like large amounts of food and all sorts of different things to entertain you. But all of these can be found in different mukbang videos.
Nice, and you won't get fat.
That's true. You'll save money too. You won't have to pay the Uber guy. All right, let's get to our article. So it says, mukbang may be fun to watch, but it also has some problems. Okay, so it is fun to watch. We could also say mukbang may be entertaining, but it also has some problems. We're not really saying the videos have problems, just the whole mukbang idea has some problems. The fact that these videos are being made and they're very popular and everyone is trying them out or watching them. I think a lot of us can probably guess what the big problem is. One major concern or one major worry is health. Eating huge amounts of food is not good for you, especially when you're doing it quickly in like a 20-minute video.
Like a food challenge.
That is definitely a big concern. And a concern is like a worry. It's something that worries you. We can also use that as a verb. It concerns me. It's in my mind. I'm thinking this could be a problem. I'm not going, oh my God, this is terrible. Not yet, but I'm on my way there because I'm like, guys, I don't think this is going to be okay. I have some worries. I have some concerns about this. There are things about this that I think could be a problem. And, I want to do something about it. For example, William's mother has a few concerns about him moving to another country to go to university. He's quite young. He's never been, traveled that far. What if something goes wrong? These are the things that are worrying or concerning her. They are worries or concerns. concerns?
OK，concern 其实很简单，就是跟 worry 一样的意思哦，它是一个名词哦，在这里令人担心的事。For example, my biggest concern before the talent show was forgetting all the dance moves.
Oh, now I have more concerns. I was just worried about falling down.
Okay.
All right, back to our article. So, yes, concerns about the videos. Eating a lot of food is not very good for you. And of course, since it's the internet and people are kind of performing for their followers, they might feel those concerns. As it says, for mukbangers, there's often pressure to go bigger and louder. In other words, you make one video, it's popular. Now everyone's like, well, instead of eating one big bowl, eat 5 big bowls. And you're like, oh, I have to do this to keep my fans happy. That's the pressure that we're talking about there. Let's get into this word. All right, well, pressure is a word we can use in many, many different ways. The simple one to think about on your body is being pressed down on. If you've ever gone swimming and you swim deep under the water, you'll feel very quickly the water is kind of pushing and squeezing in on you. Or if you've been playing with your friends and someone kind of falls on you or sits on you, you're like, hey, get off, I can't breathe. They're putting pressure on your body, kind of squeezing or pushing from the outside to the inside. Now, we can also use that word to talk about an emotional, a feeling that you have when everyone wants you to do something and you're kind of like, I'm not sure I want to do that. For example, Astrid's boss is putting pressure on her to make more sales next month.
Pressure 这个名词就是心理压力哦。For example, Josh felt a lot of pressure when everyone expected him to win first place again.
Oh, because he already won first place, so it should be easy now, right?
No.
He's like, but what if I don't feel so good today?
Exactly.
It says on social media, more views mean more money. Yeah, that's definitely true. If you want to make money on social media, you have to have hundreds of thousands or even millions of people watching. And of course, the crazier things you do, the more people who might watch. But it can get dangerous very quickly. But that is true. On social media, more views mean more money. So some hosts eat far beyond a reasonable amount for more attention. In other words, some mukbangers, people who make these videos, they eat far beyond a reasonable amount. We're basically saying they eat a dangerous amount of food or an unhealthy amount of food for more attention. Because you ate, 3 pizzas last time. Now it's boring. We want to see you eat 13 pizzas. And suddenly this can become unreasonable. If something is reasonable, it's within reason. It's kind of acceptable. It's not too crazy or too strange. It's sort of in the realm, in the world, in the circle there in the middle of normal. For example, I think it's reasonable to pay 2,000 NT dollars for this handmade sweater. Okay, it's a sweater. I'll use it for many years. It's made by hand, and 2,000 NT dollars, I could probably pay more than that at a store.
It's handmade.
Yeah, it's handmade. I think that's fairly reasonable. That's okay.
再来，我们还看到 reasonable 这个形容词就是适度的、合理的。For example, asking for 10 bubble teas in one sitting is not reasonable, even for a super fan.
One person drinking 10 teas? Yeah, that's not reasonable.
No.
All right, back to the article. In addition, so along with eating too much food to make their fans happy, so in addition also, that's the mukbangers, they also devour large amounts of food too quickly, which is bad for their bodies. I mean, I guess mukbang video watchers, they don't want to watch a 2-hour video of you eating 10 pizzas, so you better eat those 10 pizzas in 20 minutes. Or something like that, which is too much, too fast, or huge amounts of food too quickly. And yes, I don't think you have to be a doctor to know that eating too much, too fast is bad for your body. It definitely is.
Okay. 不过在这里我们就看到今天的文法哦。So let's first take a look at that.
Okay.
今天的 Language in Focus 要看到的是 in addition 还有 in addition to 这两个词是不是看起来很像？不过其实在用法还有意义上，还是有点差别。先来看一下 刚刚出现的 in addition， 就是除此之外，它是副词片语，然后单独放在句首，可以用来修饰整个句子哦。我们来看到的是课文刚刚怎么用哦。In addition, they also devour large amounts of food too quickly, which is bad for their bodies.意思就是此外他们也会吃下很大量的食物，速度又太快，这对身体是不好的哦。而 devour 先来解释一下，因为有点难，就是狼吞虎咽的一直吞东西，吞食物，这是一个动词。OK， 那我们再来看一下另外一个 in addition 的例句。The students had to study for 3 major exams this week. In addition,They also completed several group projects, which added to their stress. 那我们来看一下 in addition to 就是除了什么什么之外，这个呢是个介系词片语哦，后面我们要加上什么，这就是不同的地方，名词或者是动名词，用来补充说明主句的内容。要举个例子会更清楚。In addition to the cake, they ordered ice cream and drinks for the party. 大家一定要记得 in addition to 的用法，因为接下来课文就会提到它了。
All right, so yes, health problems can come to you if you eat too much food, especially too much food too quickly. You'll gain weight, you'll get stomach problems. It is just not good. If you're doing it at home by yourself or on video, don't eat like that, please. In addition to health issues, so there's other problems, other concerns, other worries. In addition to health issues, waste. Waste is another problem. Okay, to make good content, I should say, some mukbangers pretend to eat everything, but actually throw food away off camera. That's not cool. So yes, they will look like they will eat the food. They will act like they will eat the food. Maybe there'll even be a cut in the video, and then it'll be a full table, and then it'll be empty, and they'll be, I can't believe I had 6,000 pizzas in 10 minutes.
I doubt it.
That was crazy. They weren't really doing it. They were pretending to eat all that food. When you pretend, you act as if something is real. All right? It could be kind of like lying if you're trying to confuse people, or it could be your job. I mean, good actors, they pretend to be other people. Kids often, when they play, they might pretend, I'm Batman, I'm a policeman, I'm an astronaut, I'm a princess, or something like that. Or you might just be fooling with your friends. You know, they call you, like, I was sleeping or something, but you weren't really. You're acting as if it's true. Yeah, you're pretending to be sick. That's a good one. You're acting like it's true, but it's not true. And in some ways it can be fun. In other ways it can be kind of like lying too. For example, the kids had fun pretending that the treehouse was a magical castle. Okay, that's definitely for fun.
We did mention pretend somewhere in our warm-up quiz.
Absolutely right. You are bang on about that. So let's go back to our warm-up quiz and see if we can find the right answer here. Remember, Mia tried to blank that she hadn't eaten the cookie, but we saw the chocolate around her mouth. Oh, Mia. Did she A, press, B, prefer, C, pretend,
ding dong, ding dong.
Or D, prevent? And of course, the correct answer is C. She pretended that she didn't eat the cookie, but we saw all the chocolate there. To press, that wouldn't really make sense. That's to push against something, like you press a button, or you might press your finger in a person's shoulder to get their attention. To prefer is to kind of choose or to like something more than another thing. Do you want this or do you want that? I want that. I prefer that. And D, well, that's to stop something. To prevent is to stop something from happening. Like if you warn someone, don't do this, you are trying to prevent them or stop them from getting in trouble.
好的，刚刚其实我们还看到 issue 哦，这个名词就是问题、议题，而 content 就是内容，这是一个名词。pretend 我们一直在讲这个单字哦，这是个动词，就是假装，常常会用 pretend to do something， 假装做什么。For example, Zoe pretended to be asleep when her brother came in to steal snacks.
Why did she pretend to be asleep?
他是想让他弟弟把它全部
Maybe she
吃掉吗
wanted to catch him doing it.
啊
Yeah, 'cause
，sneaky.
she thought she always like, I'd never do that. So
Okay.
she's like, I'll pretend to be asleep and I'll
We
catch
also
him.
saw
Yes.
the phrase throw something away. What a waste of food. Mukbangers 丢弃哦。For example, don't throw away that broken robot. We can fix it with glitter and tape.
Oh, so it'll
Okay.
still be a broken
Yeah.
robot. It'll just be
It's
prettier.
gonna be, yeah, okay. And
wait.
off camera 就是镜头外 okay? For example, he looked super confident on TV, but off camera, he kept practicing his lines.
My name is, I can't remember my name. Yeah, I always got to practice because on
Yeah.
camera, I fall apart. All right, back to our article. Many people can't stomach the fact, get it, stomach. Many people can't stomach the fact that they waste food just to get more views. So this is the fans, this is the people like you and me who go, they're pretending to eat the food and then they just put it all in the garbage, they throw it away. Well, people like us, yeah, when we find out about that, we're very disappointed, we're shocked, we feel upset. We can't stomach the fact that they're wasting the food just to get more views. Now, of course, to stomach is to eat something, but when we say we can't stomach the fact that basically means we can't accept that this is true.
这个意思就是许多人无法接受，他们只是为了增加观看次数而浪费食物这个事实啊。
Therefore, some viewers stop watching those videos and criticize the creators online. So yeah, if you're a fan of someone who's doing things kind of in the wrong way, you might not want to be a fan, or you might want to ask them to do it better in the future. And then, of course, these creators are just people out there with a video posting stuff online. They don't work for a big TV company or anything like that. They're just basically anyone who makes stuff and puts it on the internet. That is often what we mean by a creator these days, especially when talking about YouTube or Instagram, TikTok, social media. But more in general, a creator is just a person who creates stuff. It could be an inventor, someone who creates machines with engineering and science, or it could be more of an artist, someone who writes songs or does paintings or writes poems or stories. They are a creator, a person who creates, who makes things that didn't exist before, is a creator. But as I said, it can be used in many different ways in many different areas of life. Here's one example. The creator of Pac-Man, Toru Iwatani, said he wanted to make a video game that both men and women would enjoy.
I love Pac-Man.
Isn't that a good idea?
Okay, criticize 我们看一下这个动词哦，就是批评啊、指责啊。而 creator 刚刚 Mike 解释到就是创作者，它的意思很广泛哦，要看上下文。不过这个是个名词啦。For example, the video game creator added a secret cat room just for fun.
Easter eggs.
Yeah.
I like those.
Super cute.
That is very cute. However, it says, back to our article, things are starting to change. So people have heard the criticisms. They know some people aren't doing it quite right. So things are starting to change. Some creators now eat smaller meals or focus on healthy choices. Instead of eating giant pizzas, let's eat giant salads or something instead.
Okay.
Not a bad idea.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Focus on something 就是着重于什么什么。For example, let's focus on finishing this group project first. Snack break comes later. Yeah. Okay, so back to the article.
All right. Others talk more with their audiences and eat slowly. Okay, so it's a bit more about the conversation, the relationship, just, talking to the audience, or making sure you eat slowly, and also maybe tell the audience, I'm eating slowly because it's better for my body and it's delicious. I can enjoy the food, all of that kind of stuff. But of course, they are still trying to be entertaining for their audience. It's a good word. Let's find out about it. All right, so yes, we had that word audience, which is a very important word when we are watching something. Now, the audience, yeah, that's us, the people watching. We could be the audience, we could be together, like in a theater, watching a play or a concert or something like that. Or we could just be all the people at home, sitting on our sofas in our individual houses, not together, but if we're all watching a TV show or a big baseball game or a movie or whatever that happens to be on, we are the audience of that thing. For example, a small audience gathered to watch the street performer do a magic trick. So just maybe 10 or 20 people there standing together on the street watching a magic show.
Audience 是谁呢？就是你们啦，观众哦，这是一个名词哦。For example, the audience laughed so hard when the magician's hat flew off and hit the ceiling. That would be funny.
That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
All right, back to the article. Who knows? So we're kind of asking a question. We're wondering about something, but we don't really have an answer. But who knows? Maybe mukbang will one day be less about good food and more about doing good things.
Yeah, who
I
knows?
like that idea.
Yeah.
That's a good
Okay.
idea.
So one day 就是将来的，或是总有一天啊，或是过去的某一天也可以哦。For example, one day I hope to become a movie director. Or at least a cool extra in the background. 不想要错过更多精彩的 English for You 内容，就一定要来订阅我们的 YouTube 频道和追踪 Facebook 哦。And that comes to our For You chat time.
Ooh, okay.
So what's the question?
Oh, yes. Imagine you're a mukbanger or a mukbang video maker.
Right,
what
creator.
would you do differently to make your videos fun, but also meaningful?
Okay, that's a good question. I think the different things I would do to make my videos fun but also meaningful are probably eating and while sharing maybe fun food facts.
Okay.
Telling funny stories.
Yep.
I think that's really cool. And donating meals. How's that? For every 1,000 views.
Very, very
That's
cool.
meaningful, right? And I also invite guests, like maybe my friends or
Okay.
super cute kids to join sometimes.
Okay.
So maybe people can see how food brings everyone together and makes the video more lively and fun.
Great idea. I saw some people making videos. They were making videos actually of bad restaurants. They would go in and find out why they're so bad. But one time they were walking around, they found an empty restaurant on a Saturday night. They thought this place must be quite bad. They went in and they found out the food was really good. Just the business was having trouble. So I would make mukbang videos of restaurants with very little business, good restaurants that just deserve more attention. And hopefully you could get more people to go there, help the company, and I would get to enjoy wonderful food while meeting new people. So you could kind of combine it with a little bit of helping people with kids and good food and healthy food. You can make them lively, fun, and also still entertaining. Good luck out there, guys. Watch the videos, make the videos, but be careful with how much you eat, please. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Concern. A big concern for the teacher was that many students had missed classes recently. She worried they might not learn everything. Pressure. Sometimes people can ignore their own values due to pressure to go along with the group. Reasonable. This car is too expensive, so it seems reasonable to ask for a cheaper price. Pretend. Mona pretended to be a lion and chased her children around the house as they yelled loudly. Creator. Philip is the creator of this piece of art. He painted it last year. Audience. The band played all their famous songs that night and really pleased the audience.
智慧小补帖
Devour. Issue. Content. Criticize.